Get ready. The guys that will put your fears behind you are on the air now. They're taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271. Here's Tom and Jason.
Hot mics.
Hey, welcome to the show. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. My business partner is in the building, but he's not in the studio. So we'll go ahead and get this show a-rolling. And you know what I can tell you is that done is better than perfect. And a lot of people, what they do is they wait until everything is perfect to get started. And what I can tell you is if you wait until things are perfect, it will never start. So what I recognize is that most people are where they are in life based on the decisions that they've made. And if you're not happy with where you are in life, then maybe it's because of your decisions. Just maybe. So what I'd say is surround yourself with people that are where you want to be in life. And then pick their brain about how they think. Because what I've found is people that are successful think differently than people that are not. But it's not just the thinking. Thinking is where it starts. In fact, when we spend time together with folks in our weekend retreat, what we find is that we spend about 60% of our time on mindset, maybe even 65% of our time on mindset. And the reason why we do that is that you can learn everything about the transaction, but the goal of education is not knowledge, but it's doing. So what I find is that so many times people wait until things are perfect. Can you imagine? You know, Jason talks about pediatric neurosurgeons. You know, Dr. Ben Carson, head of, HUD, Housing and Urban Development. And, he was head of Johns Hopkins Pediatric Neurosurgery Department. And, you want to say that, hey, if there's any job that you got to get perfect, it's that job. But it's not going to be perfect first time you do it, right? I mean, now, good news is they practice on cadavers, right? So they start with that. But then, so what are you going to practice on to get perfect so that you can start doing? And, yeah, there are things that you need to know, and there's things that you need to, learn. I mean, obviously, you start with somebody that's done it before. That's a good place to start. But, if you're not where you want to be, it's oftentimes your thought process. So, welcome to the show, man.
Well, a couple of minutes late here this morning.
Hey, but what I was talking about is that, it's okay. Like, hey, I'm starting in the studio, and so many people wait until things are perfect to get started.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And that done is better than perfect, right?
Yeah,
you can adjust along the way.
Well, this is a good discussion since it's timely with all the other stuff we got going on
Right.
in some of our other businesses. It's
Right.
like, we jump in head first into some of this stuff, and then you realize, we made some mistakes here.
Right.
So we got to back up and
A mistake is not failure.
No, it's not. It'll cost you some money.
Yeah, right.
But the end, it's not detrimental. To go back to the guy or gal that's a pediatric neurosurgeon. You're going through all this training, right? You go through all the academic training, you go through the practical hands-on training. But you know what? At no point in your entire career are you ever going to be alone. Like, you don't get to go in there and work on brains by yourself. That's not how that works.
Right.
It's a team of people.
Yeah, nobody ever goes, I got an afternoon free today. I think I'm just going to show up and start working on
Yeah, why don't you guys roll old Bob into the OR? He's got a tumor.
Yeah.
Let's get
Let me just see what I can do here.
let's get the instruments
Because
fired up.
I've got a positive mental attitude.
That's right. We got a couple of hours here on Friday. I got the golf course wasn't as backed up as it normally is. So me and Joe, the anesthesiologist, got nothing else going on this afternoon, and
Yeah.
we got an early dinner at 7. So if you guys could just fire the OR up and give Bob a call, we'll just go ahead and get this thing started. That's not how it works, right?
Right.
It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of planning inside the team, and then when it's time to execute, you execute relentlessly, right? And like you said, Tom, not everything goes perfect all the time, but by and large, you do it enough, you get better at it. You get better at it, better at it, and I was thinking on the way here this morning. All the poor guys and gals have got to go to jobs that they absolutely hate. Like, I cannot imagine sitting in my car, enduring the traffic, and maybe it's not even a job you hate, right? Because not everybody hates their job, but looking down the road to retirement and saying, how am I going to retire? How am I going to pay for my kids' college? I was chatting with my dad last night, and Cameron's college account has got enough money in it to do a handful of real estate deals. So I'm going to buy 3 houses in his Coverdell account, and his education will be paid for. I mean, it's just buy 3 houses,
right?
And we're done. It's not. I feel like if I look back when I was in a lot of other people's shoes, where it was, hey, how are we going to pay for college? How are we going to pay for retirement? When are we going to be able to retire? What happens if somebody loses their job? All that stuff. And I'm like, I don't have to worry about that anymore, right? Nobody in our base camp and Pathfinders groups have to worry about that anymore. All they have to do is buy a couple houses a year, right? All they have to do is enjoy that passive income and continue to grow their wealth through buying rental properties. If you want to pay for your kids' college, open up a Coverdell account at Quest and buy a handful of properties and stick them in there and done. I mean, it's literally that easy. Yet we make things needlessly complicated by investing in this mutual fund or that stock and that bond and pray it goes up and pray it goes up. And
hope is not a strategy.
I know. And then pray and hope that when you need the money, you're able to sell it, capture those dollars, and then be able to pay for something. But the problem is what? You just spent all that time working and saving, and you just slaughtered the golden goose, right? So it's amazing to me. We had a bunch of friends over at the house on Saturday night while we were doing the weekend retreat, and having a similar conversation to this, where somebody says, hey, isn't real estate investing risky? And I'm like, well, technically everything is risky. I said, but
it's difficult when you get a question like that from friends, because you've got to be intellectually honest and say, well, it's not zero risk. However, as compared to what, right?
Yeah, as compared to what? Like what Bob tells me all the time. As compared to what? It's real simple. What? As compared to what?
Yeah.
So what's risky? Investing in real estate or investing in the stock market and praying that you're in one of those 5-year up cycles when you need the money.
Right.
But then, of course, the problem is that here's the fascinating thing about retirement. You won't know if you've saved enough money until you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's true, because if you're invested in the market, then if you think, hey, I need $1.7 million or 2.3 million or whatever that number is that your planner set up when you were 30, that I've got to get to that number, and let's say that you're hitting that number, and then oops, there's a market correction and you lose 30% of that number. I mean, that's and it doesn't take a 30% increase to bring it back.
No.
It takes a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I was chatting with this guy, Bitcoin. I call him the Bit Bros, Bitcoin guy, where he said, "Oh, I'm making money when I'm sleeping." I know you're not. You lost a ton of money this year.
Yeah,
and it's like because they're so bad at math. But anyways, to go back to the retirement issue, the scary thing about retirement is you won't know if you've done it right until it's too late.
Right.
And when people tell me, "Oh, well, investing in real estate is risky versus investing in my 401k and that sort of thing," I'm like, no, it's not the same level of risk.
Well, especially on the buy and hold side, when you realize that there's 5 different ways to make money on buy and hold, and typically as the market fluctuates, 1 or 2 of those 5 ways might get affected in the short term, but long term, not so much. I mean, you might have a situation where maybe rental rates fall a little bit. Well, that's one way to make money, but if it's not necessarily affecting both appreciation and then the depreciation you get to take on the asset and also the equity pay down, and I mean, it's like it affects one aspect, but not.
What's fascinating about single-family real estate, and this is the only asset class out of everything I've ever studied, it's the only asset class in which those 5 ways you calculate your internal rate of return in single-family, that some of those 5 ways are counter-cyclical.
Right.
Meaning, when the market crashes, rent rates usually rise, so your
Correct.
cash-on-cash return is more. Also, as a market crashes, your taxes go down.
Correct.
Typically, your insurance is impacted
Right.
too. So your cash-on-cash return is much higher. However, in markets where real estate, in single-family real estate, is appreciating, less people are renting, more people are buying. So you may have a reduction in the lease rate. However, the overall value of that property has increased.
Yeah, you've captured a lot of
substantially.
equity.
You have a ton of equity, a ton of appreciation. It's the only asset class I know that that absorbs the shocks, if you will, in the economy. We were chatting yesterday with a buddy of ours that we're probably, well, I shouldn't say probably, we're gonna bring on board at some point here in Right Path. And one of the discussions I thought we had was fascinating is he was in the middle of 2009, 10, and 11, and 12. And he said he was in Austin and in Houston buying houses. And one of the fascinating things he said, which is the same thing we've said before, is that these market downturns happen so fast.
Yes.
It's over in 18 months.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're looking around. You remember when you were buying houses at 25 cents on the dollar.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, bang, it's over. And we're at 50 cents. Then we're at 55, 60, 65, 70. And then pretty much just like that, we're back to a normal market.
Right.
And so when you look at it through the lens of experience, you realize even if there is a downturn, it whips back so fast, right? So even from 2012 to now, just seeing the appreciation there, and of course the appreciation that's continuing to this day because of construction, some other things. Anyways, the fascinating thing about retirement is you won't know if you've done it right until it's too late. I was chatting with a buddy of mine that was in town for that endowment we put together, and he said it was just he and I chatting about retirement stuff, and he said, "Man, I'm gonna have $3 million, and I don't think it's gonna be enough."
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't think it's gonna be enough either." He's a little bit older than I am, but not 10 years older, but he said, even if I got $3 million socked away, he goes, I don't think it's enough. And then we had the real estate discussion. I said, look, man,
if he bought $3 million, using that money to buy $3 million out of pocket for real estate, not buying $3 million worth of houses, that'd be like 30 or 25 to 30 houses, right?
Well, if you pay cash for him, right?
But he could leverage that.
But he's a guy a lot like I am, where he makes really good money. He doesn't spend a lot of money, so he doesn't need to touch that $3 million. I was like, keep doing your savings and investing plan. But I said, let's start taking some of those dollars and deploying them in single family real estate. So we talked about, he works in the medical center, and so I said, here's some areas in which you need to start buying some rental properties. And he's done real estate like the old school way: buy a single family house, move into it, rehab it, then sell the old one and all that. And so he's upgraded. So he understands that kind of the functional side of it.
Live in the house. So he's perpetually lived in a house under construction, right?
Yes.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, their house is in Alamo Heights, so he's done okay.
Yeah, he's
but
done all right.
But in any case, so I said, dude, you need to get some rental properties. And I'm telling you, $3, $4, $5 million by the time we retire is not going to be enough. You're going to need positive cash flow from debt leverage real estate.
All right, the music says we're out of time for this section. See you on the other side of the break. You're listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio. You can give us a call, 713-785-1817.
Mic's off, guys.
Yep. Yep.
Are you expecting to close accurately, on time, and with lots of communication on your home purchase? You've come to the right place. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer with Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Our goal is to give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, Jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts that can be used to invest in real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more
All right, so I'm going to start flipping furniture.
Yeah.
Just kidding, but that desk should be done next. I'll have it by next week.
Yeah.
So funny. I think I'm going to be all in for $1,100, and I think it's worth. I've seen them sell for $5,000 on
Wow.
a couple of the websites. It's funny.
All right, gentlemen, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817, 713-785-1817. You know what we need to do is maybe get the camera to sit on top of the monitor, because I have a tendency to look at that, and if I'm looking at that, then I'm looking at the monitor. What do you think?
I don't know. I'll have to tinker with it. I think we just need a little stand. We got a new desk here in the studio.
Yeah, it's a stand-up, sit-down. In fact,
awesome.
Ashley Patton yesterday was in the studio and said, "Man, I love it." He said he was going to go and order one yesterday.
We need an affiliate link for it, huh?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
So every one of our offices, see, the studio's got one of these. Your office got one. My office got one. I mean, they are fantastic.
Yeah.
So anyways, so back to the real estate talk. So here's I can't imagine going through life with a hope. Like, that's my entire retirement plan is, I hope I make it. Like, I hope I've got enough saved up to make it through retirement. It's the proverbial, do I have enough money, or do I not get in a place in which I outlive my money?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sending one email that I felt like is pretty important for an attorney situation. So, yeah, you need to have a plan about whether or not you can, get started to have enough for retirement. What I know is, I was meeting with 2 folks last night, on our Right Path Financial Education. Mm-hmm. We had the meeting last night, and one of them is 26 years old. And lost her dad about 2 years ago. Had been an engineer for TI. Apparently had done some patents for TI. In fact, he's got some of his patents that are actually in the Smithsonian Institute.
Ooh, cool!
Like the 7 lines that can be used to make up any number. 1 0 through 9, mm-hmm. right? So he invented those 7 lines to make up any number.
Interesting.
Yeah, that the calculators were using for years.
Oh, I see what you're saying, like the digital output thing. Yeah. That's cool.
7 lines can make any number, right? And that among other things were some of his patents that he got for TI. And he passed away, and, he had really set things up. But here's this, and one of the comments that she made that I thought was kind of fascinating is that most of her friends her age have no desire for anything future related right now. They're living at home with mom and dad. They've got some kind of part-time job at 26 years old. And I think, generationally, how different is each of the different generations. My generation, I mean, gosh, I had my first job when I was 13, had, my next job when I was 15 and then 16 and then 17 and, pretty much worked all along. And the idea of staying at home with mom and dad
at 26.
Yeah.
I was 28 when I got promoted to risk manager. I had one graduate degree and another one almost done. I mean, I was like 26, hanging out at home. I'm like, what are you doing all day,
and here she
man?
is. She's saying, hey, look, I've started my own salon and, and all this. And it's like, hey, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm doing it. And it seems to be working out, And cash flow's tight and it's taken, and she hasn't taken out a loan to start the business. And she's got, surprise expenses every month. And she's borrowed a little bit from friends and family, but, not a whole lot. And she says, but I'm out there doing it. She said, most of my friends, they're just like, and they're doing whatever they want to do in the evening time, and they're just, they're basically, just living as if they've already earned the fruits of their labor, right?
Yeah, but Tom, they went to college.
Yeah, right. I know. The hard work is done.
Really hard.
Yeah, and so, that's really not a plan or a strategy. And so if you want to have a plan or a strategy to build wealth or income, I mean, how do you get started? One way to get started, we give a free event. Costs nothing to come and you know what? The other thing that I see people do is that they really just kind of put it off even looking at their situation. They get so focused in the doing day to day that they get themselves in a rut, right? That they're you walk the same path long enough and a rut will arise, right? You'll find yourself walking without a plan, and you just realize that in and of yourself, you only have the knowledge that you have. I mean, I know that's a self-evident statement. However, if you're not hanging around other people that cause you to stretch and grow, you'll never stretch and grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that at the end of the day, what are we really advocating? It's buy a couple of rental properties a year.
It's not that hard.
This is not that hard.
Right.
It's amazing to me how many people make things in their lives more complicated. It's literally that simple.
Well, a guy
on
Facebook yesterday on the radio show said, well, how do you help someone that doesn't have the down payment to buy a house? And I'm like, the financing is in place. If you buy it right, you don't need a down payment to buy the house because it's a self-collateralizing asset. It's not like you're going out and buying a Rolex watch that's going to be worth less than what you paid for it when you take it out of the jewelry store. I mean, it's a little bit like, it's not like buying a car where it's a depreciating asset. In Right Path Financial Education, one of the first levels of achievement is that you get to earn a Jeep payment, right? You got to go out and buy a Jeep, but this company will reimburse you. You can roll around in a free Jeep, right? And why did they pick a Jeep? Well, because, and in fact, oddly enough, this girl I was meeting with last night, she owns a Jeep. And didn't know about, but she got a friend that sells vehicles, and they said, hey, you ought to buy a Jeep. And she said, look, I've been driving this Jeep for about 3 years now, and it's worth about what I paid for it.
Yeah.
3 years later. And so she said, she bought all the 7-year extended warranties and all that kind of stuff, and she plans on driving it for 5 to 7 years and probably going to trade it in and buy a new one. And she'll get pretty close. Now, the new ones might cost a little bit more because of appreciation, but the old one probably be worth what she paid for it.
Yeah.
And so when you're buying assets that aren't depreciating, in real terms, not that you can't take, for tax purposes, can't depreciate them, but if they're growing in asset value, just buy 2 or 3 properties a year, and you'll be set up. Even if you're 10 years from retirement, you will be. It's the only way that I know that practically guaranteed. Now, past performance, doesn't equal future results and all that. That's the only disclaimer. But 10 years of buying 2 or 3 properties a year, and you're going to be set up better than 99.9% of at least 99%. Maybe
Well, I pulled up my favorite article, The Great Retirement Con, and it's on Peak Prosperity. It's on their blog. Not every American worker is offered a 401k or similar retirement plan, but of those that are, 21% choose not to participate. So even if your employer offers a 401k plan, 21% of those employees are not participating in that plan.
Yeah, it's like, why would you ever not? Because that's free money.
It's free money, right?
Yeah. If you put in, most of them that I've seen, you put in 3% of your income pre-tax. You make $100,000. It's $3,000 a year, but it's before tax. So if you invest after tax, which is not a bad idea if you have a Roth or if you're eligible for a Roth, but to put $3,000 in pre-tax, and then typically the company matches that same 3% at 100%.
Yep.
So for every $3,000 you're investing, you're really investing $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a 100% rate of return on that money. Now, even if the market falls 50%, you've still haven't lost any money, right? It has to fall 50% for you to just break even on that. Why would you not take advantage of that?
Yeah, I don't get it. 1 in 4 of those aged 45 to 64 and 22% of those 65 plus have zero in retirement savings. 49% of American adults of all ages aren't saving anything for retirement. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So back to the question that somebody had asked, where do you get the 20% down for the payment? You don't have to put 20% down.
Yeah.
You buy these things deep enough, you don't have to put any money in them at all. You can borrow 100% of the purchase price and the rehab if you buy them deep enough.
Yeah, the only difference really is it takes longer to find that one deal that's deep enough that you can do no money down. That they are out there. Now, if you're trying to buy volume, if you're trying to buy 3 in a year, you can probably find 3 in a year if you have the time to market for them, things like that. If you don't have that time, the only other thing that we say is that, hey, if you're willing to be $5,000 out of pocket or $7,000 out of pocket, the more out of pocket that you're willing to be, then the more you can buy quicker. That's really just speeds up the acquisition time is all it does. But if you don't have the money to do it, it's it just takes a little bit more time to find those deals.
Well, I'd argue if you don't have any money and you're broke, this is not for you. We got to get your finances sorted out. You need some money in the bank. You need good credit. You need an emergency fund for your family before you start investing in anything. It's not just real estate, in anything.
Yeah.
If you got a bunch of student loan debt and all that stuff, you got to get all that kind of sorted out. But here's what I'll tell you. If you do this business right, if you buy these things deep enough, you can have 10 properties in your name, 10 properties in your spouse's name, cash flowing you $300 to $500 a month. Let's call that $400 a month. You cash flow $400 a month on 20 properties. That's $8,000 a month. That's $96,000 a year. That's the equivalent of having 2 median households in your house. That is what you want to achieve. Here's the incredible thing. We've got so much appreciation right now. You could buy 20 houses, sell 10, and pay the other 10 off over the next 5 to 7 years. Get back from the break. We'll talk more about that. It's Jason Bible, Tom Perry, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general
I am,
contractor
Jeff.
for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of
There's something about
single-family
taking
investment
pills with
properties,
coffee
whether
that
it's
just
a
doesn't
flip
work for
rehab
me.
or a rental rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered
Yeah,
the
I'm going to
30-day
get one of those
close.
big aluminum
We
trays
close
from the
on
Redneck
time,
Country Club.
accurately,
Yeah.
and with
And then I'm going to
tons
sit
of
down either in the
communication.
front row
You'll
or I'll
have a
sit there at the little
dedicated
table that
team
Debbie's
of a
usually hanging out at.
coordinator
Yeah.
and a
And
contract
then I'm just
close
going to
associate.
start writing
Give
notes
me a
because
call
every
today at
time I hear Dot Sauer speak,
713-579-3611,
I get about 50
and
quotes
let's
to use
talk
over the
about
next
how we can
12
help
months.
you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825, or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at AndersonAdvisors.com, and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
Hey,
Right,
Oh, go ahead.
Hot mics, here we go. Hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio, 713-785-1817. So we've been talking about how do you build a better retirement? Because most people's plan that they have right now, it's not working. It's the reason why if you read any articles about retirement, most people are woefully unprepared for their retirement. And during the break, we're getting caught up on emails and things like that. So Jason and I are actively doing real estate. It's interesting to us when we see other people that are teaching how to be successful in real estate when they're not actually doing it. I mean, that's one of the things that I find is very, very fascinating is that people that maybe did it 20 years ago or sometimes in some cases they didn't. They didn't do it 20 years ago, and yet they're teaching other people how to be successful, which is why they get stuck when the market shifts. And what worked, 20 years ago doesn't work today. And
I always like to ask the question, hey, why are you teaching real estate education?
Yeah.
Like you've been doing this 25 years. I mean, why are you still doing this?
Yeah, right.
Right? And then, of course, the other question I always like to ask is, what assets have you bought this year? Not your group, not your coaching clients, students, all that. What is it that you've bought this past year? Because I guarantee you the experience of exposing your personal net worth to the real estate market will give you some insights as opposed to just having your students do it, right? So for me, I always like to ask the question when somebody starts giving me financial advice, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So you do that too?
Yeah. Great.
When was the last time you did that?
Yeah.
And then if it's silence,
right?
If it's a pregnant pause, I have this saying where when someone asks a question, when you ask somebody a question, hey, how many rental properties do you own? They go, I own 12, 13. When you ask somebody who's really in this business, I own 42.
Yeah, right.
Closed on the last one 3 months ago. I'm working on another one. I mean, it's like this. It's, folks who are in this business know exactly what their portfolio looks like.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the people that, fake that they have an MBA or something like that, right? I mean, that you can tell instantly just on their communication style, what it is that they, that they've actually done. I mean, if you start asking any kind of detailed questions, people say they have an MBA, you can tell instantly that they don't really know what they're talking about, right?
It's got my dad is fond of saying he can tell within about 2 minutes of talking to somebody if they've been to college or not.
Oh, wow.
It's interesting because the words they use
Yeah,
and that sort of thing. So it's a similar thing. Like when you and I chat with real estate investors, I don't have to know how big their portfolio is. I don't have to even see their LLCs. In 5 or 6 minutes, if we're talking about real estate, I have a pretty good idea of where they're at on the spectrum by the type of challenges they have and the questions they ask and that sort of thing. That's why when like we're wholesaling a deal and a new real estate investor calls us and starts with the me and my partners and all that nonsense, I'm like, why don't you just tell me that you're a new investor?
Yeah,
like,
right.
How did you know? I'm like, because every new investor sounds ridiculous like this. So just say, hey, look, I'm a new investor. I'd like to take a look at this property. I mean, it's amazing. Of course, then I also realize that most people don't know how to communicate professionally, which is a whole different radio show.
Yeah, we probably don't have enough time. Although, what's interesting is although there's a huge need for that training, I don't know that there's a huge demand for that training.
No, because you got this millennial generation that still wants to hang out in mom and dad's basement,
right?
Even though there's no basements in Texas, so or at least in Houston,
right?
So it's like retirement, folks. What are you going to do? I think that's an important question.
Ready or not, you're marching towards it.
Well, and here's the other thing. I am so amazed to this point that we are still able to invest in tax-deferred and tax-free retirement accounts. I'm just amazed the government has not stepped in and taken that away yet.
Yeah.
I suspect it will happen at some point, simply because we have all of these people, over 50% of Americans, who have virtually nothing saved for retirement. That makes it a massive voting block. And there's a whole voting block that has been lied to for the last 40 or 50 years, that there's this money waiting out there that Uncle Sam, Daddy Government, is going to come take care of them. And what we're finding, at least through our generation, is that this massive voting block of spenders, of folks who are dependents on the government, is larger than the group of people who are actually producing.
Yes.
And as that shift from producers to consumers continues, the political folks, the political class, are going to start going after the money to pay these people in one of two ways. Either they screw savers by taking interest rates to record lows so they can incur more federal debt, which is exactly what's happened.
Right.
By the way, who does it hurt when interest rates are at these lows? It hurts the savers, right? It hurts the people who've saved for retirement, who wanted to park their money in a CD and make 6%, 7%, 8%, right?
Yeah, they haven't been able to do that.
Those people get hammered. But at some point, the federal government's going to start coming after any of those extra dollars. And I'll tell you what, a lot of those dollars are in retirement accounts. Now, if you've got it in real estate and the market goes wild with inflation, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? The government,
because the asset class will inflate as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing that's really fascinating about real estate. It's one of the benefits of real estate that most people don't talk about. And that is Congress, in this case the White House as well, so the executive and legislative branch, the vast majority of them
heavily invested in real estate.
Heavily invested in real estate.
Yeah.
Why do you think the richest, most powerful people, the Senate is the most powerful body in the entire planet?
Right.
The Senate. How many of those people are real estate investors?
A lot.
The vast majority of them, right? Either they're directly involved in owning real estate, or they own companies that own real estate, or their family is involved in real estate in some way, some form or fashion. So when I look at the people who make the rules are invested in the same asset class as I am, then the likelihood that anything detrimental is going to happen to that asset class is about 0%.
Right.
So that would be my recommendation. When you look at where should I invest, well, where do all the most powerful and wealthy people in the United States invest in? We know Congress, and currently, obviously, the president's big real estate dude, they're invested in real estate. And then if we look at statistically, 8 out of 10 millionaires come from real estate. What am I going to do? Am I going to put more money in the stock market? Read the book, The Millionaire Next Door. Read the revised version, 2009, 2010, after the crash. And you'll see the vast majority of the wealthy out there do not invest in the stock market. They invest in real estate and businesses.
But there's a show on the radio that comes right before ours. Are you familiar with what? It's OTA, the Online Trading Academy. But Jason, you don't understand. I sit in front of my computer and I make all this money trading all day.
Well, and you know what? So let's take that to its end. Let's say that works really well and you do make a lot of money. Is that a passive way to make money?
Not at all.
I mean, you got to sit there and watch this stuff all the time.
Yeah, but I can be traveling in Europe and I can even trade while I'm on my vacation and make more money on my vacation than I actually spent on my vacation.
Yeah, you know what? I can tell you right now. So let's talk about executing trades, because I know a lot of people that day trade, cryptocurrencies, and all that other stuff. So you can make 1,000 trades a year and make $1 million bucks. Or how about this? Why don't you just make 100 trades this year, and those trades are buying single-family real estate?
Right.
Buy one and be done.
We had one student in 15 days bought 22 single-family houses, and it just in equity capture alone had $1 million.
Yes.
In equity capture.
How many of y'all out there are making $1 million in 15 days? About 0 of you.
Yeah.
Right? And he's
now,
a buy and hold guy.
Once he's done that, now he can go to Europe or South America or wherever he wants to go, and he doesn't actually have to do anything in real estate for his vacation.
You know what the best part is? The way our group is structured, especially with some of the changes that we've got coming up. Guys like him and guys like us will just send an email to a couple of folks in our group and say, hey, guys, I'm looking for this type of property in this zip code. Can you go find me a bunch of these, and this is what I'm willing to pay for them?
Right.
Yeah, there's no watching the market and all that nonsense. It's buy more real estate, right? You do one transaction. I'm buying one house, and I'm done. That's my one trade.
Yeah.
I don't have to go watch it and look at the charts and all that stuff. I just buy it and hold on to it. Now, there's nothing wrong with being invested in the stock market. I just know that most millionaires don't make their millions through the stock market. They make it through real estate and owning businesses. So what's the point in being a better trader, right? What's the point in being a better heck, if you look at it, Warren Buffett doesn't make his money on Wall Street.
Right.
He doesn't. A lot of people miss that. They think that, Warren Buffett made all his money by trading stocks and mutual funds and bonds. No, that's not how Warren Buffett made his money. Warren Buffett took controlling interest in companies so he could impose his will on the management team. That's exactly how he made his money. Don't think for a second that guy is involved in the same kind of trading that you do on your, on your Fidelity
in order
account.
to trade, the only way that you make money trading is you have to buy and then you sell it, right? And you buy something else and then sell it. And if you look at what he's done, the first company he bought, he was generating cash flow out of that company, right?
That's right.
And then he used that cash flow out of one company to buy another company, and then used cash flow of both of those companies to buy. It'd be the same thing if you're doing it with real estate. But how you can see that he's not a trader is that he rarely ever sells anything. I mean, it's extreme. I can't say that he never sells, because he sold a few to reposition. But when you look at all the things that he owns, what he's bought versus what he's sold, he has sold very, very few shares of anything ever. In fact, his biggest regrets, we'll talk about this a little bit on the other side of the break, is regret. His biggest regrets are certain stocks that he didn't buy, not the ones that he did. That's the break.
I think you got to take us out, man.
Mike's off.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
What do they call those
Hello, real
things?
estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment.
They even sent me an
while
email.
mitigating
Those are good
risk.
people.
This is exactly why we started
Furniture
Next Gen
refinishing
Oh, yeah?
folks. Yeah.
Nice.
Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Man, I've got a million things to do
Do
today.
you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
All right, guys, hot mics.
Hey, welcome back. Right Path Real Estate Radio. So Jason and I are going to be at an event tonight if you want to network with us. Excuse me. We're going to be at the Right Path Real Estate Jet Lending Renters Warehouse event.
Say, you ain't going to be networking with this guy because I'm going to be up on sitting right next to the stage listening to the speaker.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in fact, you don't want to miss Dr. Mark Dotzauer. He's an incredible economist. Used to be head of the Texas A&M real estate department, and they do tons of research. You know, he's probably one of the best communicators in terms of a person that really understands the practical impact of the economics of real estate.
He's an entertaining economist.
Yeah,
you
right.
will not
Which
be
is not an
bored.
oxymoron in this particular case. Yeah, because that's a rare person to find. So
he's like that professor you had in college, and you were lamenting the class. I had an accounting professor that I thought, oh my gosh, this is gonna be awful. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
He makes it understandable. It's entertaining, and he's got insights into all different types of real estate investing. You know, commercial, land, and he does this all over the country, and he's got contacts all over the country. This is a not to miss event tonight. It's at the Redneck Country Club. What time do we get started? I always forget. Is it 6:30, 6?
I'll get there
7?
about 6, something like that.
So 6:30, 7 o'clock at the Redneck Country Club. You do need to register. Go over to Jet Lending's website. You can register there, jetlending.com. And we'd love to see you guys out there.
And then the next night, Thursday night, you need to go to our rightpathrealestate.com website and register for our free event. It's the Pathway to Income and Wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also going to be speaking down in Corpus Christi on Saturday at Matt Downs' event. So I think that's on Meetup.
Yeah, it is. It'll be under the Corpus Christi Passive Lender. Actually, it's a private lender network. He's got that set up down there. So if you guys are in Corpus and around Corpus Christi, you will get to see Tom speaking in front of the Corpus Christi crowd.
Okay, with a minute left, John asked a question on Facebook. Can real estate investing solve the problem of someone who has $60K in student loan debt, started a 401k at 46, makes $35,000 per year? Where would one start? Asking for a friend.
You need to come out to our introductory workshop. That's probably the shortest way to talk to say that, because we do talk about student loan debt and all that other stuff. So best way to get started, coming out to our event Thursday night. We'll see you there, and we'll introduce you to the world of real estate. But yeah, that's a solvable problem there, and it's not unique. I'll tell you that right now. That's not a unique problem or situation that your friend. I'll put that in quotes. Your friend has.
Right. All right, you've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio, and we'll be at the event tonight at the Renters Warehouse Jet Lending. It was brought to you by Vizio and Right Path Real Estate. And then we'll be tomorrow night at the Wealth and Income Workshop. And then Saturday, I'll be down in Corpus. So get on rightpathrealestate.com's website, and you can see our schedule. And look forward to seeing you guys tonight. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, guys, have a good day.